Hey, homegirl, it's your host, Abby Cornelius, here to talk to you today with some leadership advice and the word accountability. So, I know accountability can sometimes be uncomfortable, whether you are the leader or the employee. And sometimes managers cross the line of being really good at accountability and then they kind of turn into micromanagers. So I want to talk about the difference there, but I want to start with a story. So when my youngest was potty training, she was like 2.5 years old, and we had an older kid, so we were just kind of really happy to be out of diapers. And we told her the basics, taught her the basics, showed her all that good stuff, and then we just kind of like let her fly. Well, we quickly realized that she was not doing a good job wiping the bum. So we had to kind of step in and make a bigger deal every time she went potty that we checked. So there is a leadership phrase, inspect what you expect. And although this is very uncomfortable and sorry if I'm offending anybody, it is a part of parenting. We needed to inspect to make sure that she was doing what she needed to do to wipe her bum. So she comes out of the bathroom and she's like, I did it, I pottied, and we're doing this whole big potty party dance. And then I say, hey, did you wipe? She says, yes. And that's where some levels of accountability stop. But then I followed up with a, let me see. And she went, I got to go back to the bathroom. And she ran back in the bathroom, wiped, came out, showed me the proof, the evidence that she had done what we had been teaching her. And we had another celebration, and stickers and candy, I'm sure, were given. And we all went about our day. And then the next time, she's going to have to show me that one or two more times. And then she's free to go, right? She's full on potty trained. It's a great feeling. So this is a good example of accountability and parenting that we can translate to leading our teams. And I don't want anybody to take this like offensively, like, people that you manage aren't children. No, they're not. But leading is leading. And when my child is exhibiting, a lack of full grasp of a skill that I need her to grab onto, and my accountability ratchets up to make sure that she gets it. It's the same thing in leadership. It's the exact same thing. So if you have a team member who maybe, let's say there's a new skill that's being asked to employ. So for sales teams, let's just say it's a sales skill. It's a new, program you're rolling out. There's a lot of financing incentives. Let's just use that as an example. So let's say you roll out this whole new financing incentive and you have a sales rally and you talk about what it is and why our customers need it. And you do this whole great like spiel on this financing incentive. And then you stop there. All you've done is told them what they need to do and why they need to do it. You haven't asked them to perform. You haven't held them accountable to developing that skill. You need to make sure that you reinforce it with and show me, like, tell me what you're going to say to your customers. Tell me how that's going to play out. What does that look like? Once they do that and you give them a thumbs up or a gold star or that was amazing, let's share it with the team. Once you gather that they've done a good job, then you can move on. Accountability is asking for like the proof or the follow-up or the follow-through, but micromanaging is when you continue to ask them to prove themselves after they've already done it. I think sometimes employees think a boss asking you to show a skill or to role play or to, prove whatever work you've done and how you came up with it. They feel like that's an attack and that's micromanaging. It's not. It's holding you accountable. And accountability is uncomfortable. It is not comfortable to ask my daughter to show me her butt. It is not comfortable for her to have to show me the proof that she whipped her butt when she's a kid. But just like that's uncomfortable, it's what gets her to grow. And the same is true in leadership. You have an obligation and you should have a care and concern for your employee enough that you want them to show up as their best self at work. So just rolling out a training and saying, hey guys, here's this new promo, go after it, without asking for them to take the time to talk it through, work through their presentation, think about who this might benefit, and like truly have the accountability of presenting back what this is going to look like. And for you as a leader to give the gold star, like, hey, we all understand this. You miss something when you deny that opportunity. Here's what you miss. One, you miss the opportunity to know how good your team really is. So I've seen a lot of leaders who are really great tellers and showers, but they don't ever ask their team to perform back to them. And in turn, they don't know how great their team is. They're not seeing this skill set in action. And so you are missing an opportunity to build trust and confidence in your team. Two, you're missing an opportunity for them to perform for you, to get the accolades and the feedback that they want. Most team members want to know if you think that they're doing a good job or not. And you can't give them true, honest feedback unless you see performance. You're also missing an opportunity to level up, right? If you've got a lot of people on your team, if you're not asking for that accountability and that follow through, how do you know if they're really doing it? You could be having a gap in your performance that you don't even know because you're not asking to see and to follow through. So I'm encouraging any sales leaders out there, get uncomfortable, ask follow-up, ask for your sales team to present back to you or to explain how they came up with that. It is not micromanaging. So to the employees out there, your boss is not a micromanager if they're asking you to perform or to present, right? This is part of your job as a sales professional, is to fine tune your skills. That would be like, and I hate to use sports acronyms because I'm not all about sports, but this is relevant. So if you have a coach, right, on a sports team, and they never made you come to practice, but they would just throw you in the game, that doesn't really make sense. Their job as their coach is to hold you accountable to the skills, and you get the skills through practice. So make sure your team is practicing. Make sure you have that level of accountability on your team, and make sure if you're an employee that you acknowledge, wow, this leader has my best interest at heart. They're asking me to do something that's also making them uncomfortable so that we can both grow. And then if your manager has seen you do it a bunch of times and they're still asking you to do it, then it might be a micromanagement situation. And then you may just have to ask the simple question of, what have I not showed you in my previous role plays that you're hoping to see? Because I think I'm missing something. That's it. I just have to explain, I feel like I've already showed this to you, and maybe I'm missing something, and you may be. They just might not be communicating it well. So that's my tip of the day. Accountability is key to the growth of you and your team and for everybody to show up and shine their best. Have a great day. Bye.